when you talk about your marriage, you are married to a military officer. I don't know.
Yes, he was a military officer. He still is. Yeah.
He still is a military officer. And ilikuwa violent, you say?
Yeah, it was physically and emotionally violent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, where tunakuona hapa, you have survived someone who's been trained. You've survived.
Yes, I have.
You've survived someone who handles our enemies externally.
Yes.
Like, how violent was this?
It was very violent. Like, I think 3 or so hospitals have got my review cases.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
Like ilikuwa.
Yeah, like I had to go to the hospital to get treatment.
You didn't have these ideas zenye I hear kama the responses of women to violence zinakuanga zinavari. Kuna one of the funniest I've had ni you can't beat your wife day one, she takes it, alafu anaenda gym. So she trains for you, specifically for you. You see, this person trains to defend the country.
Yeah.
But you are training for one person.
For one person.
Haukuwahi kuwa na interest ya siku moja tu kumsurprise na judo, like or something someone has never seen?
See, I was always, I became a very praying wife, you know. I even had books, The Power of a Praying Wife, so I was praying for him.
You prayed for violence.
To change, to become, and then also, you know, generally as a woman, you don't want to leave because what will people say? And I'm a firstborn, you know.
Yes.
Then it reaches a point where even your parents hear about it and they're like, leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
And these stories of violence, yours was a marriage.
Mine was
At
a marriage.
what point do you see the red flags of violence? Because number one, there is a process you're dating before you get married, right?
Yeah.
You did not see any signs of violence before.
You
like
see the, Kingori, the truth is when you're in love, you're blinded. Let me put it like this. You see, if I abuse you, and then that time when I'm abusing you, there is chocolates and wine here, and then we're like, oh, let's go to, you know, holiday and stuff. You know, you forget this a little bit, Then it becomes a pattern. You know, the way like, oh, you cane a child, give a sweet, cane a child, give a sweet. It's kind of like that. Then you start realizing there's more pain than sweetness. And that's the point you start struggling. Like now, that's what we call narcissism. If for those who don't understand, where somebody inflicts pain but inflicts a same amount of sweetness, then slowly there's more pain than sweetness, and then you strive to make things better because you're craving that sweetness that you used to have at the very beginning.
The sweetness we are talking about is still chocolates.
It can be chocolate. It can be. By the way, is this 18 rated 18 or 12?
20 to 22 na yoyote.
Okay. Yeah, it can be sweets, chocolates, holidays, sex, and all that. Yeah, so when it is withdrawn, any human being, even you do that even with a cat or an animal, when you withdraw, they strive to be good, they strive to be closer, they strive to be nicer so that they get that sweet that they had tasted before, even with children.
Yes.
But then you see it keeps withdrawing. Then it reaches a point, you realize this pattern is too much, I'm not getting anything. And one day, something can happen, either tragic, or you just meet somebody and your eyes open and you're like, shit, what have I been doing to myself? Yeah.
So you left before till death do us part?
Oh, I almost died, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Have you read my book?
Like, as in, you have, it's
I
evident.
tried to commit suicide once, and I think there's also ones that I had to be rushed to the hospital for that. And that's, I think, are moments of death. And I almost lost a baby because, I think I was 8 months pregnant. And I had to be rushed to the hospital after some fight, and
And how do you recover from that?
There are things you don't really recover from. I can't say like you recover. I always tell people divorce is like death. You don't really recover from like losing a loved one. You accept the situation and just try to live by seeing life in a different way.
Yes.
Accepting that maybe this is how my life was planned to be. Thank God I broke off. Let me hope there's something better for me. You have what we call a sense of self-awareness.
Yes.
That's the most important. And people don't like therapy, especially men.
Yes.
But therapy is very important. yes, you'll say it. They'll tell you what you already know. It's true. They'll tell you what you already know. But at least you'll be hearing it from a very neutral person who will tell it right to your face that you are stupid. You need to stop dating this kind of man. Yeah, because they're not good for you and you're not good for them. And yeah, and stop creating that pattern. You need to hear it. And you need to understand why you keep dating that kind of men and why you need to change the type of people you like and what exactly do you like. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from a therapist, you started dating short people.
I think I okay, I can't say I started dating short people, but they're not as tall as the other ones.
Ah, okay. Thank you. It's true, by the way. It's true.
Oh.
And while at it, please advise Tricky
Yeah.
on... Tricky, and in this case, Tricky represents someone who is in campus now.
Yeah.
Because I understand for campus, there are 2 levels of marriages. You tell us about your time. There's marriage in campus.
Yes.
Only marry ukiwa year what?
And
Ulioa ukiwa KU?
yeah. Kila mwaka in fact. Kila mwaka.
And you've talked about cohabiting.
Yeah.
Kwanza yenu ilikuwaje? What was the agreement? Hiyo marriage ya kampo, what are
Marriage ya kampo most of the times inakuanga tu ya kuweka pesa za help vizuri. Zizipotelee huku nje, kuziweka vizuri. Cause inaishanga zikiisha.
It's a rehearsal for the real marriage.
Yes, yes. Most of the times pale campus guys are there na wamekuja na ile mohae. Yeah. Huku ndo tuliambiwa tutapata wale madem. So ukikabila ule dem mwenye ulikuwa unaambiwa na mwalimu wako wa high school ulikuwa unajifeel you are lesser man. You have to look for somebody.
Yes.
Mnakaa na yeye. Then of course most of the times campus guys tuna maringi semester ikianza wakati. Unajua semester ya comrade inakuanga kama formation ya Chelsea. Inakuanga 2 3 1 4. Let me explain this. 2 the first 2 weeks bado uko na ile marupurupu ya nyumbani. Uko sawa. 3 weeks zinafuata help inaingia. Sasa hapo ndio peak.
Sasa umeingia.
Mapenzi iko huko. Unapata na comrades wana kiss kila mahali. It's life. Everywhere they are in love. Then after 3 weeks, those are 5 weeks now of the semester. Pesa inakatika. There is 1 week of confusion na kukosana. 1 week ya confusion kukosana, you don't know what you are going to do. The exams na approach, hauna pesa. Then the last 4 weeks is ni hell. No one wants to be called baby na unipay do. No one wants your love na you mpati chochote. Kama ni dem wanaanza kucheza nje ya campus sasa.
Like seriously.
That is the reality.
Na ni cycle.
Yes,
next semester pia unarudi tena.
La sasa huwezi rudi na ule wala same sasa cause. Unajua the last 4 weeks mulishaachana mkasahau kabisa kuhusu. Yes, so the next semester you start afresh.
Fresh marriage.
Tano mpya.
Ala.
Yeah, that is the cycle.
Now, and how does this affect academics? Ama ni system isha ku accepted?
I think the system yenye pia it affects of course because kwa hiyo formation nimeeleza manze unakujanga kuanza kufikiria mambo ya masomo vizuri.
Yes.
3rd week, 4th week.
Ile time umesota.
Ile
time sasa ukameumana.
Maybe no wonder wametoa help. Like on average
wasijaribu.
How wametoa nasikia hivyo. On average basi mtu anaweza oa mara ngapi like conservative figures?
Conservative
in 3 years.
In 3 years
for a course.
For a course. Kama wewe ni mzembe wa kuoa kabisa nafai kuwe mara per semester, no every semester chukua bibi tu. How many semesters are there in 3 years? There are 6.
But first year you are shy. Ama first years they are not shy.
First years? Shy.
No, yeah.
You know what first years do? First years are shy, but madam second years na third years wanajua wako na help, so they are not shy. They calm down. Baby, calm down. They calm down to the first years.
Did this happen during your time in campus, not as a lecturer?
As a student?
Yes. How many times did you get married in campus?
Not many times. I was actually a very good girl.
A very good girl, meskiani, not many times.
Not many times.
That is the best girl. Not many times.
A good girl, not many times.
Yeah, because I think in campus I only remember 2 boyfriends.
You are only married twice.
Kind of, maybe, if we call it so, yeah.
And in that context,
Yeah.
you also have a lot to say about cohabiting.
Yeah.
How does it affect our social engagements?
A lot, because I think people generally in Nairobi, people have a fear of commitment. In Nairobi.
Yes.
Because in my homemade, I think people can marry even in 1 month. We meet, we love each other 1 month, I go see your people, you see my people, and people are fine.
Yes.
Yeah, but in Nairobi, people can live for many years. I mean, I did for 5 years. So it's the time goes so fast, people are working, and you keep hoping that maybe, you keep hoping, not thinking or planning, hoping that it will happen maybe the next holiday. Yeah, then, it's love.
And maybe you can explain this before we close. You can explain this. Like, we have people who can live together for up to 5 years. You're just staying, cohabiting, no commitment. You get married, you divorce. Like, staying together bila your nini married,
Yes,
you're
yeah.
good. But as soon as you get married, you divorce.
What I say nowadays, one, just don't give up your dream for anyone. Because you can also, the same way you can cohabit for 5 years, you get married, you divorce. You can still get married after 1 year, you divorce. And you can also get married after 1 month or 1 year, and you live forever, happily ever after. As in social life, there's really no rule.
And no formula.
No formula. Really say, as long as one, don't give up your dream for anyone, but also live your best life now. There's no tomorrow. Heaven is here.